Build Show today. We're doing something a little different. We're coming to you from the podcast studio because I've got a special guest. Meet Kevin. Y'all know Meet Kevin, right? He's got a YouTube channel that's twice as big as the Build Show. And this guy's publishing all the time about real estate, about investing, about what's happening in the financial markets. And I've got a great Build Show for you today. Now, Kevin and I just finished a full 45-minute, hour-long podcast. So you can go listen to that, watch the full version. This is going to be the highlight clips. With that being said, Meet Kevin and I talking about what's happening in the marketplace, possible recession, and what you need to be doing for your business and your personal finances. Let's get going. You at the time were at like 200,000 or 300,000 subs. You published a video like, Matt's an idiot. Why are you doing this? You know, and turns out I was an idiot. So you were in fact quite right that I couldn't remodel this house for 40 grand. But then we met up personally not too long after that, right? What's your side of the story?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. I mean, you were really nice about what you said about me. But yeah, I mean, kind of, you became an object of a little mini series of tearing apart Matt's home and moving bathrooms or whatever, and then you ended up demoing the whole house because you were making it your own, which is totally different and okay. But even after all that, you were so nice. You still invited me to catch up with you in Vegas. So I was really honored about that. And then here we are again. So thank you.
I appreciate you coming.
So that was really cool. The Federal Reserve last told us that the housing market was in a period of excess starting in 2001 to 2007. But that was an incredible period of run-up. I mean, you wouldn't have wanted to not be in the real estate market between 01 and 07 because it was phenomenal. Yep. And that excess became ridiculous, obviously, by 07. And you know, dead people were getting loans and teachers were getting $4 million homes, ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets. So we have a very different real estate setup this time, where even though the Federal Reserve just last week came out and said we have again entered a period of real estate excess, which is a big red flag. When the Fed says real estate is now starting to become a bubble, that's a big problem. But again, the last time they said that kept going for 6 years, right? But that was driven by loose lending, very, very loose lending, and lending that became even looser.
And we don't have loose lending anymore.
We don't. We don't have loose lending anymore. You know, things always loosen a little bit after the crazy tightness of a recession. But now with the Dodd-Frank Act that was passed after the recession, people have to have the ability to repay their loan, to get a conventional loan and not get ripped off with like a 10% interest rate or something like that. Right now, the people who are buying homes are buying homes based on what people were paying for them 45 to 60 days ago. Those are our comparable sales, right? Sure. So if we're here in April and somebody bought a home in March and February, we're like, oh, well, the value of that house is $750K. That one sold for $750. Well, I'm paying $750. That sounds fair. I'm not getting ripped off. Buyers don't adjust that by the interest rate. They're just looking at the recent comps, right? So even the buyers today are still buying because they're like, well, I better get in now before rates go up more. So now you've got a lot of the real estate community saying, oh, well, I mean, rates are already up 2% and people are still buying. Sure, the people who have already been pre-approved and are like anxious to get in, they're still buying. What happens when that class of buyers goes away?
Or now slows down greatly.
Yeah, exactly. Now the next group of buyers come in. They get pre-approved of, wait a minute, I can't afford $750 anymore. I can only afford $600 or $650, right? At the same time that happens, and houses start sitting on the market a little bit longer, you're going to start seeing the Fox News, the CNBC, the CNN, the Tucker Carlson. Oh no, houses are starting to sit on the market. You know, numbers are starting to fall. That's potentially when you get this tipping point where fear comes into play. And this is where sellers go, oh crap, I've been meaning to sell. I better do it this summer before prices are down next year. And so now that potential 20% excess demand could become excess fear. You could have, let's say, 5% excess fear. And yeah, you could see prices come down substantially more because now you're adding that excess fear to reduce purchasing power. In February, I asked for a refinance, and they're like, sure, 0 points, 4.625 was the rate. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, just give me the money, basically, right? And now I'm like, okay, I want to refinance this. They're like, okay, well now it's 5.5% and you're going to pay 3 points.
Holy cow, that's a huge change in a short period of time.
What? So the investor loans have gotten a lot more expensive, and that's not great for investor purchasers, which you actually get a lot of out here in Texas as well. I think
For sure.
I think 1 in 4 of your sales is investors out here.
Sounds right. I believe that.
It used to be 1 in 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if those 25% go back to 10%, let's say.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big hit on the marketplace.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting to think about what you said about the cash buyers and those cash buyers maybe slowing down on doing cash buys because it's no longer favorable for them to use their cash in that that way.
If the real estate market starts slowing down, construction is going to follow, in my opinion.
For sure.
Home Depot will sell less products. Lowe's will sell less products.
100%.
You know, the window manufacturers, everybody's going to sell less because, see, it's really fun remodeling homes when, like for homeowners and consumers, when prices are going up, because it actually almost feels like this instant gratification.
Yeah.
Oh, we just redid the kitchen. Oh, well, look at that house that just sold for another 50 grand over there, and they also did their kitchen or whatever,
100%.
right? So you can like mentally justify that spending, right? But if, you know, wow, that house just went down $50,000 and we just spent 50, and like, oh no, but they also had a new kitchen.
100%.
That's going to hurt. So I really hope that the Federal Reserve can pull off what's being called this soft landing, where that would be no recession. I think interest rates they're going to go up between now and the middle of 2023, and then they sort of curve back down. If we can get that curve back down with limited damage to the real estate market, like, okay, prices fell 5% or whatever, but things are stable, or even they were flat, but it's okay. You know, interest rates then start coming down again. Okay, good. Back to the party.
Yeah.
you know,